Hello and good morning. Today we are going to be labeling syllables, whether they are open, closed, are controlled, or vowel consonant E. So this video we're going to do some practice, some reminders and refreshers, and then you are going to mark some words up on your own to show me how much you know and remember from labeling syllables throughout the school year. So, again, we have the option of an open syllable, okay? And when it's open, you label it with an O, and it makes your vowel say its name, okay? Then you have a closed syllable where you have consonant, vowel, consonant, like cat, okay, where this is a closed in vowel, and so the vowel is short, right? Let me give you an example for open. So like high, the word high, so scoop, the vowel is open and it says I, so it gets that macron up there. And then you have the option for are controlled, like the word, So are controlled, where you have an R controlling what your vowel is saying. So for example, if you have the word storm, it's one syllable, storm, and your vowel is being controlled by an R. So you label that with an R, circle these because they stick together, and then you have a blend over here, okay? But that is just one syllable, so because you only have one vowel, but it is being controlled by your R. And then the last one is your vowel consonant E, or V-C-E. And an example of that would be like the word fake, okay? Fake. It is one syllable, but it has two vowels. So the reason it only has one syllable is because it's a vowel consonant E. So vowel consonant E. Oh, I forgot you don't put the C in there. My bad. Vowel consonant E. Let me fix this so you're not confused. Vowel consonant E, because this dash is the consonant. It could be any consonant in the alphabet. So when you see this, you're going to mark out your E because you don't need it, right? It's not actually saying anything as a vowel. And then your A says its name. Okay, so we're going to go through and we're going to mark up a ton of words together to practice these skills. And then I'm going to have you mark up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 words on your own. And they are big words, but I really want you to put everything you've learned to the test. So finding the vowels for Monday and breaking those syllables apart all the way to now labeling those, because it's a really big part of our Wilson instruction is knowing how to label these, because when you get to these big words, if you can know what kind of syllable it is, you know what the vowel will say, so you will in the end know what that word is, okay? So the first word we are going to do is the word remark. Remark. Okay? So I said that word, so now you've heard it, and you can kind of take what you hear and apply that to the word in front of you. So remark. Where do you hear that natural break in this word? You hear re, and then you hear mark. So when you're hearing the words being said out loud, it's going to be much easier to scoop it. You don't have to necessarily find your vowels. Say, well, I hear re first. Remark. Okay? So re, looking at this syllable, what kind of syllable is it? Well, this E, we know from hearing the word, it says E. So it can't be closed if it says its name. It is an open syllable. And when the vowel says its name, it gets a macron above it. Okay? Then going over to our second syllable, mark. What's happening there? What's happening with our vowel? It is being controlled by an R. So we have an R controlled vowel, and then all you do is circle these. You don't put a macron or a breve because it's not saying its name or the short vowel sound. It's not A or A. It's R because it's controlled by that R. So that's it for the word remark. It's not going to be super difficult as long as you know how to find your vowels and break them apart. So the next one I'm not going to say out loud. Let's do this word. So let's do this like you're going to do the words. I'm not going to say the words for you. You're doing in your assignment, okay? So you look at it. You say, I don't know what that is off the top. I'm not sure. So immediately, the very first thing you do, we talked about on Monday, was find your vowels, okay? So if I'm going to find my vowels, I have an O, I have an A, and I have another O. Well, go to my first two vowels. What is separating them? I have an R and an N. Well, is RN a blend sometimes? Yes, it is a blend. So you could keep that RN together. So if you're going to keep the RN together, you're going to scoop this first syllable like this. So if you scoop this all the way to the end, your first syllable, what's happening with that O? It is being controlled by an R. So, looking here, you're going to circle this because it's not saying ah, it's not saying oh, it's saying or. So your first syllable is an R-controlled syllable, torn. Now, let's look at your next two vowels. You have your A and your O. What do you think is going to happen with that D? We've talked about in the beginning of the school year, we pushed it back, right? If you have one consonant, push it back. Well, now that we've learned about open syllables, did we say push it back? Or no, we said now that we know about open syllables in our words, we can push it to the end of the word, push it forward. So what we're going to do with this next syllable, or this next vowel, is it's going to be by itself. So that leaves this as your last syllable. So now let's mark those up. A by itself is going to be open. An open vowel says its name, so it says A, so it gets a macron. Okay? Then your last syllable, that's a sight word. But in this case, it's not a sight word. It's not do, because what is happening with this O on the end? Is it open or closed? It is open. There's no consonant after your O right here to make it say ah. So it's open. So it says O. It says its name. So let's go syllable to syllable. You have tornado. Tornado. What's your word? Tornado. Okay, so another word we're going to do, and this may be our last one, just so you can go ahead and get started on your work. I'm not going to say this one as well. Alright, not saying this word. We're going to do what first? If we want to mark it up, we're going to find what first? Your vowels. So I have an A, an I, and an I. Okay? So now, let's look at what is splitting your first two syllables, or your first two vowels, I'm sorry. So A and I. What is splitting those? You have R, T, H, R. Well, what's going to go together? Think about what is a blend here? What is a digraph here? What is going to go together? Where do you think this should be split? Well, I know there are several words in the English language where that RTH is a blend digraph. So in like the word earth, you have that R and then that TH. So it's a blend into a digraph that all sticks together. So I'm going to keep that RTH together and make my first syllable as this arth right here. Okay, arth. So looking at that, what is happening to our vowel? So arth, okay, so what is happening with that A? Is it saying ah? No. Is it saying A? No. It is being controlled by an R. So that is an R-controlled vowel, okay? Okay, so now going into, we have our first syllable marked up and labeled. We know that it's an R-controlled vowel. So going into our next two vowels, you have an I and an I. Now we just did this with the last word, tornado. When you have one consonant here, you are going to push it back towards the end most of the time, okay? And if you look at what that makes this tis at the end of the word, which is very common. You'll see that in a lot of words at the end. So we're going to, I'm going to erase all this mess that I've put here. So we're going to push the T to the last syllable, and then we're going to keep this RI together. So let's look at this RI. What's happening with this I here? Is it open? Is it closed? Is there an R? Is it vowel consonant E? It is open. When a vowel is open, it says its name. So this is going to be I, Rye. So macron because it says its name. Okay? And then your last syllable, T-I-S. Is this open? Is it closed? It is closed. You have a consonant here that is closing in your I over there. So it will be closed. When a vowel is closed, it says the short vowel sound, so this would be I, so it gets a breve. So now let's say our whole word. You have arth, rye, tis. Arthritis. Arthritis. So you can look that up, or you can ask your parents or your grandparents. I guarantee you they'll know what arthritis is if you don't know. I do want to do one more because there's one we haven't done. So I do want to do one more word, okay? Last one is, okay, so looking at this word, we need to first find the vowels. So we have an E, we have a U, and we have an E, okay? So then looking, what is separating your E and your U? An R and a T. An R and an F. Well, I know in a lot of words that I read that P-E-R sticks together. Paper. Even at the beginning of words like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this P-E-R together. It's a very common, like, consonant vowel, CVC, consonant vowel, consonant pairing. So I'm going to keep that P-E-R together. Well, what is happening in this syllable? What's happening with our E? It is being R-controlled. So this is an R-controlled syllable, okay? So your first syllable is going to be per. Now, you have a U and an E. Do we need to separate those? We do not separate those. We keep them all together, okay? Because this is a vowel consonant, E syllable. Okay, vowel, consonant, E. You have this E on the end that is acting as a silent E. So we keep this whole syllable together, label it as vowel, consonant, E. Cross out your E because it's not giving you anything sound-wise in your word, okay? When it is vowel, consonant, E, your first vowel says it's name, okay? It's name. So you have your first syllable is per, your second syllable is fume. Put that all together, you have perfume. Perfume. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop right here. We have marked up every kind of syllable that you will need to know for your assignment after this. I hope you marked these words up with me. I'd love to see it. That's it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I will talk to you later.